What's up, everyone? It's your girl Kush right here on KushMePleaZeee Season 2, Episode 1 with Willz, straight out of High Point, North Carolina. What's up, Willz? Introduce yourself.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. Like you said, my name is Willz, W-I-L-L-Z, from High Point, North Carolina, man. It's dope to be here, man.
Absolutely. It's dope to have you here. We've been talking about this episode for a minute now, and I've been super excited about like getting to know your music, getting to know you as a person more so than anything, because Kush Me Please is all about getting nitty and gritty. So we're gonna probably talk about a bunch of shit.
That's what I'm here for, man.
You can cuss, you can speak your mind. Yep.
Shit, man. We here. Let's do
absolutely. I see you got the Bel Air over there.
Yeah. I gotta get comfortable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, tell me a little bit about yourself in regards to just you being Willz, straight out of High Point. What was it like growing up? Let's just get straight to it.
Growing up was actually quite peaceful for me, man. Like I grew up in a solid household. My mom and my dad was in there. Grew up in church. So like when I say grow up in church, I mean like Bible study and Sundays every week.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? So
yep.
it was I had a great grounding, great foundation laid for me. And at the same time I also had other family members that was like not so good of an influence, you know what I'm saying? I leave it at that.
We all got we all got one of those.
I kind of had a view on both worlds, but more or less, I can definitely thank my my grounding that my parents gave me and growing up in that kind of foundation. In that, you know what I mean?
So really, you said you Bible study, Sundays, church. Yeah. So growing up within it seems like an extremely religious household. How was it? How did you navigate from kind of separating yourself from church and the traditions that your parents believed in, you know what I'm saying, and also like individualizing yourself?
Well, it's definitely safe to say that I was the black sheep of my family, but at the same time I wouldn't necessarily say I strayed away from it. It's just as I grew up, I started to have my own point of views of things that I kind of stood on. Absolutely. But at the same time, the stuff that I did learn from that religious foundation, I kind of just like took what I needed from it. Right. You know what I mean? And just
trials and tribulations, and I feel like that's exactly what it is. Like, I don't necessarily think, because I come from an extremely religious household too, but I come from like a 2-religion household. So like my parents, my mom's side of the family, they're Hindu, and my dad's side of the family, they're Christian. So growing up, I went to church, I went to temples. So you know what I mean? Like
so you know the struggle. You know that
absolutely.
Get up at a certain time every Sunday.
Yes, absolutely. Especially when I was with my grandma on my dad's side, she made sure we went to church. Christmas, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was one of those things. So for me, like I always felt like with religion, my parents, they never necessarily made me choose, So like I was grateful for that. They told me like as long as I connected to God, believed in God, whatever my spirit navigates through, that's on me. So I'm more so like a very spiritual person. That's why I asked you, like, what was it like navigating through the household while you went to church and had parents that believed in, Christian views and things of that sort, but also like becoming an artist. Like, so, let's get into the fact that you're an artist, like, you know what I mean? So you took upon, like, I'm guessing your rap career, at a young age as well. So tell me how you came across that. Like, let's let the fans know what that's about.
Let's do that. So I guess rap really came to me, like early in my teenage years. I didn't really started taking it serious until around like 17 or 18 with my brother, Oracle. Okay. He kind of took this music journey with me. He in the sideline. He ain't gonna say nothing, but it's cool. But
shout out to Oracle. Shout out to Oracle.
He made majority of my beats, man. So tap in with him. But
absolutely.
Yeah, we kind of took that music journey together. Kind of started with like the more J Dilla. Slum Village. That's what kind of really attached to us to the music.
I can see that because your vibe is really like that. Like especially when I was listening to some of your songs. It's my bad, but I noticed that you have like the old school vibes, like more so around like 2013, 2014, maybe even 2012. Like it's really just old school J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? Like you say J Dilla, like
trust me.
Absolutely. So like, I mean, nah, for real, you should. You know what I mean? I always feel like people should definitely tap their shoulder because we don't do that enough. We always looking for people to, you know, to be like, dang, like we always looking to coddle people, but no one ever celebrates our wins. So absolutely celebrate your win. But yeah, like I've noticed that your vibe is more so like that. So why did you, or what makes you stick to that sound?
Well, that's really the core of what we kind of started with. You know what I mean? So, and me myself, and I actually thank my brother for this because I kind of wanted to stay in that pocket. You know what I'm saying? And he more so kind of edged me to trying to experiment with different other sounds and stuff like that. But I was grateful for that because I was a little stuck in my ways with that. But
shout out to Oracle for that because you need that. You need someone to push you.
What that did was that actually like expanded our reach and like who we, you know what I mean, who we can touch when it comes to different sounds and stuff like that. Because best believe though, I'm eternally grateful that I have that foundation of like that J Dilla boom bap type because that really helped me with my lyrics. You know, I couldn't come on no weak shit. Can we cuss?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. Nitty and gritty.
I couldn't come on no weak shit on the track. You know what I mean? Because the beat itself isn't really gonna like nowadays it's modern shit. Like the beat more so kind of takes it.
Right.
That J Dilla stuff, you really gotta come with some shit. So
some
like,
lyrics, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I feel like we've been out of touch with that, especially in the present day. So I was talking to my husband, and you know, when I was studying you, I realized I was like, man, like he kind of like I can put you in the same category as like Currency, Larry June. You know what I'm saying? I don't know much about if you know about Money Man or not, but Money Man is like one of my favorite artists, and you know, especially now because it's all about motivation over here.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm not mean to stop you. I've been waiting for a moment like this to do this. I'm glad you said Currency. That is all time my favorite artist in the entire world. He do not get enough credit for the shit that he do. No, go ahead. That's one of my favorite artists too. That's one of my favorite rappers. 100%.
And the reason why I love Spitta more so than anything is because he's stuck to the fact that he's underground. Like he doesn't care about being mainstream. You know, he doesn't care about none of that. That's why I love Spitta. Speaking of mainstream, so like, do you see yourself advancing to mainstream, or do you want to stay to, you know, more so intimate with your crowd of fans? You know, when you're underground, I feel like you're more so intimate with your fans. You know what I mean? You're doing smaller shows, but you got people that really fuck with your music. They know your sound. They know who you are through your songs. You know what I mean? So like, do you want to go into the mainstream industry at one point, or you want to stay underground?
So look, don't get it twisted. God, if God makes it so be it that I can touch some of that money, I will grab that bag and go. But my main focus is, and this is why I really give credit to Spitta for what he did. He kind of showed it that it's possible to kind of stay yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
And really put in the necessary work to get it. Because when you do get it, you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The difference about the modern shit is like, it's cool, but it's going to always be trendy driven. You did me? So it's like, if you...
And I don't fuck with the trends.
Not at all. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you go that direction, that's cool. You can get the bag. But if your drive is chasing the trend, at some point that trend going to change. And
you're going to lose your artistry. You're going to really lose your purpose.
So if you really do what you need to do and stay yourself, you're going to build that, like I call it, that cult following. You know what I'm saying? So like,
okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
The people that really fought don't. I mean, not really.
No. We get you. But that's still an interesting term.
But like, you get that core following where it's not really your music that they fuck with. They fuck with your music, but they really fuck with the individual themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's like once you got that kind of following, the bag is always there.
And you know, Currency, he is a Aries, so I don't know how much you know about astrology, zodiac signs.
Not much, I know, but I need to get on it. Trust me, I get told that shit all the time.
Currency, he an Aries, and with him being an Aries, he is definitely an artist that is about leadership. You feel me? So like a lot of his songs the reason why I fuck with him is because like he doesn't promote violence. He doesn't promote. Oh, nah. You get what I'm saying? The ops, this and that. Like I really fuck with the fact that he more so motivates you when you listen to him, and he really gives you confidence. You know what I mean? Like that's my go-to artist when I feel like, you know what, I just need some motivation, or like I'm on the way to work and I'm like, man, I don't want to go to work, but play some spitter, and I'm like, fuck it, like I'm in my zone,
Definitely.
So like that's like I feel like that's my spirit animal when it comes to a celebrity or an artist. You get what I'm saying? So who would you say your spirit animal is?
Spirit animal. Just because I don't know the technical term for it, but I think I get it from what you were saying.
Yeah.
I would probably most definitely. Oh, no, that's too cheesy because you just said that. I go another route. Larry June.
Okay.
Just because Spitter, I've been listening to Spitter since I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've always kind of followed him. Not even really on it because at the time my mind wasn't on like motivational. I was a young nigga. So as I got older, I kind of caught on to Larry June. And like,
Larry June is dope as fuck.
Listen, man, the shit that he really be putting people on.
Absolutely.
And that really kind of changed my perspective on like the direction that I need to take just with how I take my music, more so not just make music, but find a way to kind of brand myself and the people that's around me.
Absolutely.
So it's not like the people following a person, they following like a brand.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, it really helped me, he really kind of put me in the spirit to structure my shit,
Yes. Larry June definitely is one of those artists. And you have to have like a musical taste for the way that he raps. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, when you put them on Larry June, they're so used to this hype music. They're so used to this like the beat being harder than the lyricism. You know what I mean? That when you play Larry June, they're not tapped in, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Larry, he talk about drinking smoothies, matcha in the morning, you know what I'm saying?
Healthy,
wipe down my steel, like, come on now.
Get your credit right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, I do feel like that's a good spirit animal to have. I'm not even gonna lie, like the second spirit animal I would say is Dolph. Like, that's Dolph really got.
Rest in peace too, man.
Yes, rest in peace to Dolph, absolutely, because I go to Dolph whenever I definitely need some uplifting, you feel me? Because I just feel like when you listen to his songs, he's just like, he kind of yelling at you in a sense, because he's like, yo, get your ass up.
I kind of one reason why I really respect Dolph, because he come from that shit that most motherfuckers drive
right
when they have that sort of light, but at the same time he don't preach that shit, he don't glorify it to a sense, you know what I'm saying? He really try to steer that because he know he has that light, because he definitely in like the mainstream, you know what I mean? So he taking in a different direction. That's what I respect most, because a lot of motherfuckers don't really understand the level of influence that music has,
Absolutely.
Especially when you have that sort of platform,
Yep.
So you got to be cautious on what you really drive,
and you got to be smart too when
100%.
you in the game. And I think Dolph really teaches you that, because he's like he was an independent artist all throughout his music, in his music career. And that's what I respect about him is the fact that he stuck to like what he knew, and he didn't succumb to the industry, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I fuck with him. But as far as to, when you say like you listen to Currency since you was younger and stuff like that, so I'm guessing you're from the same generation as me. I come from the Wiz Khalifa, class of 2011. Yes, I come from that generation where
Wiz
smoking
was actually, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Wiz was actually the one that I latched on to. Shout out to my brother Oracle, bro. He played a back scene, but man, he's really like the puppeteer and shit. Anyway, shout out to him. He put me on, you know what I mean?
Right.
Before I even heard Wiz, it was Gucci, Young Jeezy, OJ. Don't get it twisted,
that era,
though.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the shit.
most
but,
definitely.
Like, when I heard Wiz, fucking
he shifted the scene.
What was it, brother? Goddamn Love It. Off of Prince of the City too.
Okay, you took it back. Yes,
that was
you
the first
took it
song.
back.
I was in his mom's computer room. He played that shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Because listen,
he makes timeless music.
It was a whole different vibe for me, because in my mind and given the people that I was around, it was street shit. And it had to be street shit. You feel me?
Yeah,
so when I heard Wiz, it was like, yo, so you can be cool and just smoke weed and fuck niggas bitches?
And even you mentioned
stay in the house. Shit, you know what I mean? Like, it changed my whole perspective of life. Like, okay,
nah, because you said before Wiz, Gucci Mane and like just OJ the Juice Man. That era, it was like the introduction necessarily to trap music. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
hell yeah.
our generation comes from the introduction of mostly everything. Like the kids nowadays, like, yeah, you know, they out here listen to this trap shit and
They don't know
this
where
drug
it came
culture
from.
and all this shit. But our generation really was introduced to that shit, like popping Molly's and Xans and all that shit. Like, I do understand that. So when Wiz came in the game, he kind of shifted that, and he kind of was talking more so about positivity, smoking just weed. You get what I'm saying?
And
like,
it can be, and you can still be cool when you do it.
exactly.
And that changed my whole perspective, bro. Like, I really kind of shift, like, my whole mind state of like life and shit. Like,
Absolutely.
Because I was around like some unnecessary people that, you know what I mean, that would really influence me in certain ways. So
Right.
I was eternally grateful that music really saved my life too. Let me definitely say that. Like,
And respect to that.
Yeah,
Respect to
hell
that.
yeah.
Because I feel like sometimes, especially nowadays, a lot of the kids that are rapping or into that career, you know, they're not passionate about it. There's not much passion. It's more so the clout that's in there.
Oh,
You
yeah,
feel me?
100%.
And like to have somebody to be like, yo, I'm passionate about the music. It's like a breath of fresh air. You feel me? And you could kind of tell from just your songs, you know what I mean? Like just from your lyricism and things of that sort. Like, let's take it to, you know, Patience. When you sent me that music video, first of all, shout out to the beat. That beat is sick.
Mac 11. Nah, shout out to Mac 11 Beats.
Shout out to Mac 11 Beats.
I made a whole album with my mans. It's called Willz with a Mac. You should definitely check it out. It's on all platforms. But
And I'm glad you brought that up because that's a sick album.
Thank
and
you.
I need people to look that up. Go ahead and say it again. Say it again.
Willz with a Mac. Bro.
Absolutely.
It's on every platform.
Willz with a Mac.
Fucking what is it? Apple Music, Pandora. If you still got fucking
Pandora,
Jackster, man, tap in. It's everywhere, man. Yeah.
Took it back. SoundCloud. I mean.
And I'll be honest with you. Let me tell you the origin of that shit since we here, man. Like,
yeah, let's go ahead.
The shit happened on accident. Like, I shit you not. Me and my brother was actually working on some shit, and I was at work, and my man just sent me. You know how you go on YouTube and you be like, currency type beat, or So he sent me like a YouTube link, and it was like Willz type beat.
Okay.
So like right there alone,
okay.
I'm like, oh shit, my nigga dope. So anyway, I opened this shit, and it was the beat to Forrest Gump that's actually on the album. And
I'm glad you brought that up because that song. Listen, the inspiration to that beat. We're gonna have to get into that, but I'm gonna let you finish the story. But go ahead.
So he sent me. Okay, so you see what I'm at. So he sent me this shit, right? I shit you not. It's probably like 1:30 in the morning when he sent me this shit.
Man,
I called this nigga immediately. Like, yo, take this shit off YouTube and send me like 8 more beats. Like, bro, we tapping in. Like, you gonna send me this? Then we ain't even. And he was with it. He ain't even like stress it. He ain't argue with it. And we just started knocking them shits out back to back, man.
So, you know, speaking of knocking them shits out back to back, let's talk about back in the days when, you know, creating music was completely different. The scene was completely different. Like, I was just talking to my friends, and I was literally talking to my husband about this too. Like, we were making music in bathrooms and closets. Like, you know what I mean? People had little studios with, you remember the little cup holders, the brown cup holders?
Yeah.
And they would stick them to the wall and stuff like that. The culture was so different back then.
100%.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, more so than anything, you've mentioned Oracle, you know, a lot when it comes to just inspiration and things of that sort. So, making the beats that you make, tell me the inspiration behind Patience and why that. How did that beat even generate?
Well, Mac 11 actually made that. I wish.
My bad.
Nah, you good. I wish I really had a technical explanation to be what really be my inspiration to what I do, but it's really my life. You know what I'm saying? I really make music that's pertaining to the moment that I'm going through. You know what I mean? Whatever the situation is, all of that really drives the moment. That's why I call what I'm doing life rhymes. I mean, because it's really my life. Like, you might get a song where I'm trying to highly motivate you to get on some shit, man, get your life together and shit, and then you might get a song where I'm talking about macking the bitch. Like, you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just be whatever.
You gotta have versatility.
Yeah. So it's like you
got
never
to
know
have versatility.
what's going on. So
absolutely,
yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. So like I'm glad you mentioned that too, like about motivation, and then you can kind of go from the motivation to going to something deep. And that's kind of what you did with Empty Fridge and the Bible. Like, you had both of the songs in the music video, you had them together. And Empty Fridge was completely different from the Bible and the vibe of the Bible, you know. And I like the fact that you kind of took it back to, once again, took it back to the old school ways. Because back in the days, a lot of artists was doing that, where they put 2 songs in one video. You get what I'm saying? But it would have like a whole different type of vibe to it, but it still told a story.
Most definitely.
So let's jump to that. Like, what was the inspiration behind Empty Fridge and, you know, the Bible?
So by the way, I actually kind of direct all my videos. So every video that you see, I kind of had the vision for it.
Okay.
But shout out to the homie E-Man. Oh man, that was perfect. Whatever just happened. I don't know, but it was dope. We're gonna keep it. Like the voices got way better. For
Yeah, it did.
But that's dope though. What was I saying? Shit. I'm high, excuse me.
No, go ahead.
What was that? Yeah, shout out to E-Man for the for the video.
Thank you, Oracle.
He definitely edited it and everything like that. But what was the inspiration to it? I don't necessarily go when I think of like a video that I create or like a vision that I have for it. I don't necessarily go in it in a specific direction. I kind of wing it, and I'd be completely honest with you, because I never really know the location that I'm gonna go to. I just kind of have a vague blueprint of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I feel like when we went that direction with those 2 songs, I just felt like that was an image that really painted what was going on in my life at the time.
Okay.
You know?
So more so like you mimic in your music, you mimic more so what's going on. It's like a reflection of what's going on in your life.
100%.
You know, so you're really a rapper that go ahead. You're an artist. I'm not even gonna say rapper. You're an artist.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the respect. I'm gonna give you the respect because I understand the difference, and I don't even like saying that. Like, I'm gonna say you're an artist. You get what I'm saying? So like, being an art, absolutely. Listen, I feel you.
Yeah, I appreciate the love, most definitely.
Absolutely. So like more so, you said in the damn, we smoke too much.
We do.
Because we both over here like, yo,
man.
what was we just talking about? Like,
this is what the podcast gonna be. She's gonna have stoners. We're gonna fuck up. It happens, man. It's cool.
Absolutely. We gonna
it.
fuck
Just
up.
roll
Matter of
with
fact, speaking of fuck ups, I do want to apologize to Oracle because I did not say that, you know, the right thing when it came to Mac. Mac made that beat.
Yeah.
But tell me a song, give me a song that you really fuck with when it comes to, you know, you and Oracle, like a song that y'all came up together and, you know, the beat and all that shit.
A song? Jesus.
Give me one. We gotta know one.
Man, me and my brother have made so many songs. I guess I can point out one that's out. So, you know, so we just recently made an album last year, late last year. I think it came out in like October or like November or some shit. I don't know. We Are Getting Aggravated. Yes, we are. That is out on all platforms too.
Okay.
That's more of a sample heavy boom bap type of track. He made all the beats. Please tap in, people.
And I actually fuck with it. I fuck with it. The bent spoon. Like,
yeah, bro.
When I tell you,
she personally hit me and told me that shit. I got high and forgot, but I meant to hit you with that shit, bro.
Listen, I love doing poetry. So as soon as I heard that, and like, no offense at all, because I don't want to, you know, offend nobody. We live in a time where people are real sensitive, and I ain't even trying to do that. But that when I heard that beat, I was like, yo, this shit really. I'm an empathetic person, so I felt the beat and I was like, this shit remind me of like a Junkie's blues. Like it took me to a room where like it was dark, you know, nitty and gritty. Like I really fuck with it because it was very poetic, and like I said, because I'm a poetic person, I tap into shit like that. So
let me tell you the origin of it.
Tell me the origin of that shit. We
literally made that shit like 15 minutes before I left his crib. That shit was not supposed to happen.
And it's most times
that'd be the best shit.
That'd be the best.
This is why I be trying to tell them like that shit and Sorry Moms.
Yes.
Sorry Mom was not gonna happen. I shit you not.
We're gonna get into all that.
I was literally about to leave his crib.
Speaking of, we're gonna get into the first break here on Kush Me Please, because I really do want y'all to get into the Bible with me when it comes to Willz right here. Like y'all gotta tap in with that. And we also gonna get into that song I Fuck With Safe. I fuck with Safe too. That was a really good song. I fuck with the storyline in it, the whole thing. Like it just kind of gave me the whole. I'm a visionary person once again, so I could just
yeah.
see everything. You know what I'm saying?
Painting
like in that
pictures,
song.
you know?
Yep,
That's the whole
absolutely.
point. Yeah.
And that's how you know you're an artist and not a rapper. You can paint pictures. You
Thank
feel
you.
me?
Thank
That's
you.
the difference. But let's get into the first break right here on Kush Me Please.
We're gonna get this shit on. I really don't even be rapping, man. If you really paying attention, this is all game. It's all game. Yes, indeed. Manifested everything you see. Down to the women in this life, I live hooray for me. I figured it out, perfected the sound. You niggas lost, with no motion at all, just running your mouth. Don't get involved with outsiders. Nah, she ain't mine, but I got her. And my words to her is like the Bible. Loyalty is key, and she the example of a perfect model. Told her we gon' eat, and with no doubt at all, she gon' follow. That's cause I'm a G. I never pay to play, they pay me. For all this game you gravitated to, love, I charge a fee for it. Don't be scared, homie, reach for it. The Lord bless me, cause a nigga practice what he preach, boy. I barely rest, too busy hunting, trying to get this cheese and stack it all correctly. Taking all this risk to get rich, I pray the Lord protect me. Lost count on how many times she cried, cause she could not convince me. I feel bad for her, she's still trying to love a heart that's in.
Big K, Mr. Williams, if you're nasty. It's your girl Sherry, live and direct from Oahu, Hawaii, which is crazy to say because I'm pretty sure you one of the main reasons, one of the main influences behind my move and my glow up to do bigger and better. You always kept a G with a gal, let me know the real, and I appreciate that. It's just crazy to see how much you've grown in the past, like 6 years I know you. And I can remember when I first met you at that call center and everybody was calling you 21 Savage. Cause you know how you rock your hair or whatever, but it's funny for real cause it all makes so much sense now. You really been built for this shit. And I'm proud to see your growth. I appreciate you always being you, always being real, speaking truth. You a real ass nigga, give a fuck about the bullshit for real.
I done poured every emotion into this. Now I'm cold, smoking, smile through it all, handle business. That's all I know. Growth come with pain, so I ain't tripping. I'm 10 toes, created a lane for me and my niggas. It's paid in gold, I can't trust a soul. People say they with you, then they foes. Seen women that I gave my heart to turn to hoes. I know niggas all I gave was love to that hate my soul. But this was destiny, no weapon against me can make me fold. Embrace the worst in me and conquer these demons so I can grow. She want all of me, I'm sorry, but baby, I gotta go. I smoke a lot of weed and keep my distance. And my own stayed the same when they told me to change. I proved them wrong, nigga. You know some shit that I had to kind of learn the hard way about, just accepting people with expiration dates in my life. Because you're gonna have people in your life that have expiration dates. Everybody that's been with you don't necessarily belong with you in your growth period. And most times people like that, they show you. They give you a sign or they show you something that you either seen or you just was completely unaware of it. Or you just made yourself unaware of it because you feel like you want to keep them in your life. People distort realities all the time. Don't distort the reality somebody show you, man. When they show you who they are, you got to accept that. Especially when you on that growth period. And you can walk away from people with love. Understand that. You don't have to be no animosity or no hate because you got to walk away. Some people want to stay where they at. And that's fine. You can show them love when you see them. But understand where you're going and understand what you have to do to get there. People have expiration dates. Accept it.
All right, we are back. We are back from our first break. I'm so happy that I was able to go ahead and play that for y'all because I wanted y'all to vibe to that with some blunts like the way I did. Okay? And so the last song on that was Safe. I just kind of want to take that back real quick because when I was listening to that song, the first thing that stood out to me, and I'm going to have to like quote your lyric on this, okay?
Please do.
So you was like, please, please forgive me, bear with me, because I am like the most, I do not have rhythm.
Okay.
And I'm probably not going to say it like the way you said it.
If you remember the words, I mean, if you got the words, that's going to be enough for me alone. I promise you.
So you was like, this take a level, you want to finish it for me? This take a level of dedication.
That you don't understand. It's like to take a certain kind of faith that you can't comprehend.
Okay. You got to say the last part, because that last part was sick. And that's the reason why I was like, whoa.
Smoke out the pound for all them days. I barely had a gram. I know
Come
the real
on.
you.
Listen.
That brew you had like for the grams. Yeah.
Listen. So let's take that. Just that little bit made me want to be like, you know what? I have to ask him. When you said that, you get what I'm saying? You talking about struggling. You feel me? Like you had some days where you were struggling and things like that. So what got you by? What got you by?
First of all, some days, man. Try some years, man. Fuck, man. Just excuse me. I mean, what got us by? Some days it didn't even feel like we got by. You know what I'm saying? Some days we just had to thug it. You know, like we done had some dark ass days. You know, like.
And I'm sure that molded you into who you are today.
Of course, you know, at the time I didn't really see the bigger picture of it, because you in it, you know, and that's what I tell a lot of people. Like, you know, when people go through a lot of shit and they in them dark days and them dark times, it's easy to misunderstand what that shit is for. Yep. Because you in it, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta kind of take yourself out of that shit and really see the bigger picture.
In order for you to get through it.
Yeah. And
not a lot of people want to get through it.
Not only that, what is molding you to be, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just going through that bullshit for no reason. Like, you gotta find a bigger purpose of it.
Trust the process, literally. Hell yeah. And I want people to take in consideration, like, it's really the journey, and it's never the destination. You feel me? Like, once you get to the destination, you're probably gonna get bored as fuck, because you're like, damn, like, what's next? But when you're in the journey, you're going through shit. You have to armor up. Wear the armor of God. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta. And
I can't even really speak for everybody else, but like in this process, and it's been a process, Lord knows, what really drove me to continue like through the bullshit was me thinking that, okay, I gotta get through this shit to be this person. You know what I'm saying? Like this kind of individual that I want to be. But I didn't really, it took me a while to really realize, like, I was becoming that person through the process itself.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's why I always preach, like, don't really sweat the bad times, man. Like,
man,
you really gotta stay calm, man. Like, don't listen, because that's when it's really vital to kind of sit down and listen.
And I can definitely, like, in a sense, kind of relate to that, because I had a journey in my podcasting too. Like, I didn't just come up in here and sit on Medley's, you know, KushMe PleaZeee and shit. Like, I had my own journey too. And
shout out to Medley Films.
Shout out to Medley Films for sure. For sure. But yeah, like, before I even met Medley and, you know, actually really got into KushMe PleaZeee, I was doing other things. Like, I remember recording my radio station 42.0.
Okay. Yeah.
In my mom's living room on a Toshiba laptop, y'all. Like, trying to post that shit, you know what I mean? And have people like telling people like, yo, join me at 7 p.m. and you can hear me on live and this and this and that. And, like, that's my journey, you know? So, like, I feel like everybody has their own journey to get to where their purpose is.
But people don't really understand that. People really want this shit like this. And I never really understand why people feel like if they want something that's going to hold some true meaning and substance, why you expect that shit to come so fast?
So fast and so easy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you think you prepared for that in the first place? Like, bro, you're down. You're broke right now. They got a lot to do with your mentality. Why do you think you're ready for all of that so quickly? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta really grow into what you feel you want.
And tell me, like, if you agree or not. But I also think it's because of technology and the generation that we're living in now. Everything is like microwave society. Like, a lot of things is just so quick. Everyone gets things so quickly. You order something on Amazon, that shit, you got Amazon Prime, you get that shit in 2 days, overnight. Also, you feel me? Like,
and also what's being really shoved down their throats. It's like a lot of it is, look at all this fucking money I got and all these drugs and all these hoes. Like, that's what's really being shown. It's not really being told to them, like, okay, you see all of this shit, right? But it's gonna take your ass like 8 to 9 years to really get yourself where you need to be to get this. Like people don't, they don't really push that or show that side. They just show the.
It's not even substance. It's not even substance.
And not at all.
To have all the hoes to pop all the pills. Like there's no substance behind that. Because when you sit and think about it, like all these people, they really want love. You feel me? At the end of the day, I mean, the TV screen, they might show you like. Fuck these bitches and let's snort some coke, pop some perks or whatever, but at the end of the day, like there's no substance in that. Like the party dies down, you know what I'm saying, the people that was in the crowd with you gonna leave, and it's gonna be you. And I don't think people realize that shit, because like we're not even like taught growing up, even in school and things, like taught about the foundation, how to build a foundation, how to have the patience to build a foundation. We're always taught to be like, get the next thing, and then we're taught to step outside of ourselves and get into the materialistic shit. Yeah. So who got on the biggest Balenciaga shoes? You know what I'm saying? Like who got the most ridges underneath that shoes? Like it's always about materialistic shit. So I do feel like that also plays a big role in people having that mentality. Like I need it fast, and if I go through something, I'm either going to stay stuck in that energy or I'm going to pick myself up and move through it,
Well, it's easier. That's why they take that direction. It's a lot easier to kind of just fall into your vices and fall into like temporary pleasures, because in the moment it feels good and it's like a numbing system in that moment, but that's what it is. It's just in that moment, and people cling to those because it's quicker to get access to. Absolutely. But it's a lot harder to kind of take that mental search that you really got to take. Yep, and that's find out who you really are. And you have to have the patience once again, because again, you had that song. And fucking courage, bro. Like that shit is heavy. Like don't get it twisted. Like and bro, don't get it twisted. You see all of this shit. Thank God for this. Don't get it twisted, bro. But I had so many nights I was by myself, crying, trying to figure shit out, because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. I thought I did, you know what I'm saying? But I had to quickly realize, like, nah, bro. You don't want this. You think you do, but look at what you're doing with your life. Right. You don't really want what you're saying you want. You know what I'm saying? And you a piece of shit. So once I realized that, I had to really say, okay, now that I really realized this, now it's time to start. Accountability. That's deep. There you go. Self-accountability. You needed that. 100%. And people don't understand that when you're going through, again, a spiritual development within yourself, as you're growing and things of that sort, the enemy going to try you. And the enemy going to try you hard. You feel me? At that moment. Like, exactly. If you think shit is hard now, doing what you doing to get by, imagine what's going to happen when you start to do what you're supposed to do. Man, listen, and the enemy is going to test you. And the thing about that, though, I do feel like is, when you have moments like that, I feel like those are moments that you can take advantage of to get closer to God. Yeah. For me, I've had a spiritual journey. I mean, I've had a journey. When I tell you my relationship with God is so deep, I take my relationship with God so seriously, and you yes, absolutely. Yeah. To the point where, I mean, if I tell you this story, don't judge me. That's what we're here for. Man, I'm not here to judge. My friends know, like, listen, I'm a sweet person, but when it comes down to a lot of shit, I don't take bullshit. You feel me? Maybe it's the Aquarius in me. I don't know, but I don't take bullshit. And so, I know my trials and tribulations. I know my story when it comes down to, growing up, what I've been through and things like that. So when someone tries to tell me my relationship with God, I don't like that. So one time I was having a conversation about religion, spirituality. And again, I'm not a religious person, because I don't think that, no offense to anyone that is, immersed in the religion and things like that. I just don't think that God is centered. My bad. I don't think that God is centered in violence and separation. And I feel like sometimes religion tends to do that. It creates violence. It creates separation. It creates the mentality of I'm better than you or this and that. And I don't think God resides in that. So that's why I say I'm spiritual, because, I have a relationship with God. So we're going this deep. Okay. Yeah, let's go deep. Let's go deep real quick. You feel me? I don't want to be surface level. You feel me? You not. You got the right person. Let's do it. I promise. So, with that being said, this person that I was having a debate
with about, just spirituality and my journey and things like that, they started saying like, oh, you a devil's advocate because you telling you don't go to church on Sundays and this and that. And I'm like, dang, look at how they sound. They talking about I'm a devil's advocate, but they judging me. You feel me? So I'm like, dang. But I take my relationship with God so seriously. Like I really grabbed a bat. I was at my friend's house. Gabby, shout out to you. You know this story.
Real quick. Continue.
I grabbed a bat and I was like, who the fuck you calling the devil's advocate? Because you're not about to put that word, you know what I'm saying, beside my name. You know what I'm saying? So that's how crazy, that's how deep it is when it comes to me and my relationship with God, because I know my story.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot of shit in my life and I don't look like I've been through it at all. Like when you look at me, and then I think that's a good thing. Yeah. I think I'm doing things right. I'm not trying to wear the scars on me. You feel me? Like the scars ain't nobody's business but the people that is close to me. You feel me? So, but yeah, I took a bat and I was like, yeah, say that shit again. This shit about to swing.
You stood on that shit, man.
You know what I'm saying? But
I applaud you for that.
Yeah, don't judge me, y'all. Don't judge me. I'm not violent.
The bat was a little excessive, but I ain't gonna judge you for it. She did what she had to do in that moment.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I had to stand up for myself. I had to stand up for myself. But no, seriously. So, go ahead.
No, I'm talking. Go ahead. I was trying to find this.
Oh,
yeah. Continue. I'm with
so you. I let's step aside, away from just your artistry, as a musician.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that, especially because I follow you on Facebook, and I've noticed that you talk a lot about, motivation, business. You spit in a lot of game to a lot of these youngins, the youth that's following you, right?
Trying to.
Yeah. So with that being said, tell me what you do outside of just music. Let the people know.
We got the music thing going. I actually just recently launched a lingerie company.
Okay.
Called Her Ways Lingerie and Accessories. That actually I probably jumped that off like a month ago.
I'm interested in knowing what brought that into fruition. Like, what made you want to go into that lane? Not a lot of men, especially men,
of course,
think about going into that lane.
Mm-hmm.
So what sparked up that that business idea?
That point right there. It's not a lot of men that actually take that direction, and I always wanted to. I love music. Music is my core. You know what I mean? Like, I can make music even if I get 5 views. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
I'm gonna always make music because it's in me. But I always see myself as somebody that's a little bit more than just a musician.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always had this kind of vision.
Right,
even when I had nothing, So I definitely wanted to kind of take another direction to kind of, stretch my arms.
And that's
out.
smart.
Yeah, to see what I need to do. But I had to tell myself, if I'm going to do it, I got to do something that's different.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really go to the same direction that everybody goes. So,
tell the ladies.
Shout out to my ladies, man, because y'all definitely really pushed me to do it. They, most women, that I've actually had the pleasure of being around in my life, if they go to the lingerie route, they normally let me pick it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really judge me off my choices. They really accept it. So I said, all right, if I'm going to go this route, and I'm already like if I got a good eye for it.
Right.
And I did it. And shout out to them because they definitely showed a lot of love, man. I sold out on 2 of my designs, too, already.
Shout out to the ladies,
it's already been a month, so much love. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And when you do, get into that zone of like, okay, let me step away from the studio and kind of get into the grind mode of selling the lingerie.
Yep.
Do you have your own ideas, like, when it comes to what type of designs you want to sell, what type of market you want to, tend to?
Not at all. I kind of smoke a lot of pot, and I just kind of,
shout out to pot.
Yeah, just take it there. And I don't really. I think if I take any direction, it'll probably be the size of the woman.
Okay.
I'll probably, if I go the plus size direction, I'll probably go a different route than I would take for, my small, medium, and large.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if I have any direction, that's the route I go. But as like with my music and just with like how I direct my music videos, I just wing
shout out to our plus size women. I mean, they need love too. They need
much
love.
Love. Ladies, they was on me
They
too.
need to feel sexy too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They was on me because when I originally launched my website, I didn't have the plus sizes there, and I got chewed out by them. So I'm sorry, ladies, but it's on there now. Please check it out. Herway.com. herway.co. That's herway.com.co. Please tap in.
herway.com.co.
That's correct.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard him right there. So
1 second, though. Before we get into that, please. Thank you, love. I actually brought you a little gift.
Thank you.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Herways.com. Y'all.
Please do. Yeah, tap in, man.
Check it out. Tap in. Shout out to you, man.
Oh, one stuff. Please open it for a second. I just want to show you because the key that I took, detail matter. Even the small details.
You're an Aquarius for sure.
Most definitely.
You're an Aquarius for sure. Because I didn't get to tell y'all that, but he is an Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And details do matter. We tend to explain. Like, let me just before I get into this, because this is amazing. By the way, the packaging.
Thank you.
Like, oh my gosh, I feel like I literally went to New York City.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, let me tell you the vibe I get. It's 12 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Me and my husband, we in New York City. We smoking a fat ass blunt. And I'm like, babe, let's go get some pizza. Like, the pizza delivery right here. This is sick right here. Yeah. I love this. And especially if, it's not pizza, but it's definitely a special delivery in here for sure.
Most definitely. I had to make sure that, if you're going to really take the time out to really support me, I want you to make sure you get what you pay for it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I took my time with it, and tell me what you think about it.
Look, I lost my train of thought because again, we stoners. So I'm gonna just open this real quick because I'm excited to see. What the lingerie game is, and y'all look at this. I have to show y'all the packaging. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. So we have the flowers, the roses here. Okay. Oh, hold on. We also got the jewels. Like, you really put thought into this.
Oh, most definitely.
You really.
Most definitely.
And
every package will come just like that. I will assure you, even if I have to do it personally.
And not a lot of people put thought into their business like that because they really just want profit. You feel me? And I think that just from talking to you, you care about passion.
Most definitely.
And so you have to have that, especially. Oh my goodness, the material.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Priscilla McCall's? Like, what the fuck is Victoria's Secret?
Listen,
come on, her ways.
And listen, that
man,
the what is it? Goddess in Black, I think. That is a one piece. I gave you the other one just for the love of it.
Man, thank you so much.
Of course, man. Of course, I had to show love, man.
Come on.
Yeah.
And our wedding, my wedding anniversary is coming up. So listen. Babe, if you watching,
just tap in, man. You like the designs? Go check the website. I got plenty more.
Y'all, listen.
I
have to stand up for this because I want to do it justice. So let me just stand up for this real quick. Sorry about this medley. I'm gonna need you to come here real quick. Y'all, look at this. This is beautiful.
What is the name of that one?
I
forgot. I be winging the names too. I just think of it.
Listen,
I just think of it off
it's
the top.
sexy. That's all that matters.
Yeah. That's the see-through with the mini skirt attached.
Ladies, come on now. What is it? Cuffing season is coming up.
Yeah. So I hope you like it, man.
I love it.
Yeah, great.
I love
it.
Great. I love the energy. I love the love. And oh my goodness, this one piece right here. I like this material.
That's a one size fit all.
Okay, thank you. See, details right there.
That can fit the smallest lady, and that can fit the most voluptuous. What is it?
The material is lit. Y'all, the material.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like,
that is very important, by the way.
And the come on, come through with it, Willz. Come on.
Thank you. The details.
Show him love, y'all. Show him love, okay? Because we already got great holidays coming up. Christmas is coming up. Thanksgiving.
And I will have hella deals. So trust me, tap in.
And it smells really good, by the way.
Get your lady something nice, man. Come on, bro.
Come on.
You already wanted to look like it. Go ahead and tap into the website. It's a lot cheaper to go to the website and go to Priscilla's because they charging your ass like $80, bro. I promise you. So go ahead and tap in. Get your lady something nice for $35.
And the material ain't even all that. Like that right there. I'm not even like trying to gas him up because y'all know me. Anybody that know Kush know like if it wasn't it, I would have just been like, no, this is lit.
Yeah,
I fuck with this for real. I'm really excited to like even put this on because I just feel like the material, you really put thought into this. You really made sure that before you even ordered, you know what I mean? Like your wholesale pack, whatever, you did your research, and that's what makes a good businessman right there. So shout out to you. Speaking of, so before we get into the next break, I want to play some games, okay?
Talk to me.
Play a game real quick. I sound like Saw. But this game is a game that I made up, and it has 4 different color cards, right? Okay. Each card has a category. The category for green is food, blue is music, My bad, y'all. Blue is movies. Once again, stoner shit.
Yep.
It's okay.
Melly,
can you edit that out?
I super promise you're gonna have to remind me of this. But go ahead.
It's okay. I'm with you. I'm gonna just tell you, like, pick a color, and then you just and then pink is music, and then yellow is conspiracy theories. So between the 4 colors, right? Green, blue, pink, yellow. What comes to mind first?
What is the colors again? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not. Okay, I'm listening.
Green, blue, pink, and yellow.
Which one was music?
Music is pink.
Probably that one.
All right, let's do music. I'm gonna just pick one from. Well, actually, I'm gonna let you pick.
Okay, cool.
Go ahead. All right, what's the question?
5 artists you would engage in a smoke session.
Ooh, I like that one.
Game,
Yay!
bro.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right.
5 artists. What? Can you say it again? The question.
Yeah, of course. 5 artists you would engage in a smoking session with.
Okay.
Okay. Currency, of course.
Okay.
Wiz Khalifa, of course.
Okay.
If it was pop, do they have to be alive?
Nah.
MF Doom.
Okay.
Oracle, bro, don't kill me, bro, because I know I'm supposed to be thinking of some iller niggas. I'm at 3.
You at 3, Rio?
Okay. I said Wiz, right?
Currency, Wiz, and MF Doom.
MF Doom. All right. Larry June.
Larry June, okay.
And Bootsy Collins.
Oh, okay. That one was a spinoff right there.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's a lit smoke session.
I just gotta see him roll it because he be on some crazy shit. As long as I see
look.
what he got in there, yeah.
Hey, look, that's a dope smoke session. Okay. Actually, side note to that question, right? I'm gonna add. So making a band, 3 to 5 artists. If you could make a band, who would you make a band with?
3 to 5 artists. Shit. What's her? Sade.
Shout out to Sade, most definitely.
Matt Miller.
Okay.
And I gotta stick to my core spitter.
Okay.
Cause he can help me with the rapping and shit.
Absolutely.
Sade got the music. And what was my other one? I forgot.
Mac Miller.
Matt Miller, versatile as
Rest
fuck.
in peace to Mac
You know what I'm
Miller,
saying?
most definitely.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a lit band right there.
Most
That's
definitely.
a lit band. Okay, so for me, if I could pick 5 artists for a smoke session, right? My 5 artists, I would say Nas. I fuck with Nas. I want old school vibes. I'm probably gonna have UGK.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm fucking with you.
I might have like the whole UGK up in that motherfucker.
I'm fucking with you.
You know, I'm gonna have to have Snoop Dogg in there for sure. I want to smoke a blunt with Uncle Snoop. I want to smoke a blunt with Uncle Snoop.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see, who else? I'm gonna need to have some type of money conversations in there. So I might have Dolph up in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have Dolph up in there, and I'm gonna have Nipsey. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle.
God
So
bless the
yeah.
dead, man.
And with the smoke session, like, to revert to that.
Yeah.
What is your like biggest pet peeve when it comes to smoking in a smoke session? Well, something that somebody does in a smoke session.
Ooh. Listen. Don't get weird if I ask you to dry off the fucking hole that we smoking out of. Pause. Just do it, bro. Like, even if you feel like, bro, my lips ain't wet, it don't matter, bro. Like, it's
For sure.
It's manners, bro. Like, I'm gonna do it for you. Don't hand me this shit at the risk of it, even if it's not wet, right?
Listen.
Even if it's not wet.
Yes.
what if it is? You know what I'm saying? And you hand me this
Don't
shit.
nobody want that.
Come on, bro. Like, my whole shit is ruined. I'm just gonna hand it to you and roll my own. Like, don't do that, man.
Don't nobody want that shit.
Yeah. That's most definitely.
Man,
I
I gotta take it back to like back in the days, smoke sessions, because smoke sessions is different now, you know, because we adults now and shit.
Yeah,
but
we
back
got
in the
hot
days, we was teenagers. We ain't have a spot to smoke at, so we was smoking cold as fuck in the car, hot boxing and shit. You know, my biggest pet peeve in a smoke session is like, bruh, please don't roll that blunt tight. This is when we were smoking blunts, you know, Rellos and shit. Do not roll. Why did you roll this shit? Now we got to get somebody to doctor this shit up.
Man, listen,
now you about to get on rotation probation. Like,
we started from the scratch, man. We started from, I don't even know if people remember this shit, Kingpins, bro.
Man.
From the store. I'm talking, we having to
That's
sit at the
old
store waiting on somebody that looks semi-cool. To just approach him and like, hey, bro, I know we like 13, man, but can you go ahead and grab these Kingpins for a nigga? And they grabbed them, and that's how we started, bro.
So Kingpins, let me make sure that I'm thinking about the right thing. Man. Are they like the 5 blunts or the 4 blunts that come in one?
It come in a tube, bro. It's not even a blunt, bro. It's like a roll, like a leaf. Not even really a leaf.
Okay.
But it come in this tube like this big, and it's like 3 of them. It's nasty as shit, but that's what we started with. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we learned how to roll. It took some fucking time. We rolled some ugly ass shits, but then once we got into it, we had a smoking journey, man. This music journey was cool, but this smoking journey, like
smoking journey is the
buying
best.
Just regular grams and just buying $5 bags consecutively until we ran into a guy like that was literally down the street from my crib and was like, "Hey, bro, you bring me $20, I can give you a whole quarter." A what, bro? And that changed the whole game. So now, you know, it's a journey. You know?
Man, definitely is a journey. And I really miss the vibe. I really miss the vibes from back then too. Like the strands was different, you know, like
oh, please.
I miss like blue cheese. Like I miss, you know, purple train wreck. I miss like the real original, you get what I'm saying, White Widow, you know, Northern Lights. Like these are original strands.
Me and my brother was just talking about this shit. Like, listen, bro. Weed, the loud and shit now, we call it gas now. That shit is cool.
Yeah,
it's cool. But back then, like in like the early, like the 2012, 2013, shit.
That's
bro,
the
like,
best. That I'm telling you.
Them $50 eighths.
Yo.
Them $100 quarters.
Oh my goodness.
And $20 grams,
and
$25 grams. Niggas don't
people
know about
was
that
paying,
shit, bro. Yes.
People was paying for that
happily,
shit.
bro. I'm talking.
This is before Cash App.
I'm coming to
Apple
get that
Pay.
shit, bro.
You had to have the exact amount.
I'm coming to get that
you
shit,
feel
bro.
me?
This nigga got Durban poison. I'm coming to get it, sir.
Man.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm going to have to put you on the spot again. And don't seem like you really like being put on the spot because you got to think real fast on this. But I like to make people think. So,
let's do it.
Top 5 strands that you smoke from back then or even now.
See, people glorify them now, but most of them don't even really be what they is. Durban poison was one of my favorites for sure. But Scotty Sherb, well Sherbert,
okay.
But Scotty Sherb for sure. I named a song after that shit. Bubble Kush.
Man, Bubble Kush is like on
the
everyone's
real shit,
top. Yes,
you know
the real, the 2012, 2011 Bubble Kush, like when you was in high school type of Bubble Kush. That's the Bubble Kush you need because these kids don't know nothing about that shit.
Man, not at all.
And Strawberry Cough. People don't give it Strawberry Cough enough credit.
I remember that shit. Billy Kimber.
People do not give Wait, hold on. Put me on. I don't know that one.
Yeah. That shit was around very quickly. That shit was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was around. Now motherfuckers say they got that shit and they ain't got that shit, bro. I promise
yeah,
you.
Like
but that shit was decent as fuck.
Everything nowadays they cross, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
cross brand and shit.
Yeah,
and
so it's
now,
not original.
Like regular gas is OG now, so everything is OG. So like,
these kids don't know about OG Kush.
It's really shitting on what OG really is.
I'm telling you,
real shit.
Woo!
Come on,
OG Kush back then was amazing.
That shit smell like coffee.
A blunt, like smoking a blunt of OG Kush right
real
before
OG
you went to
like
class.
Coffee.
See, I'm sorry, kids, y'all really not gonna understand this, but smoking a blunt of real OG Kush before you went to school.
Them highs at high school, bro. Oh my god.
Being first period fucked up.
Man, I got stories. I got fucking.
Man, give me a story.
Stuff.
Tell me a high school high story.
Listen, I remember this shit vividly, like it was yesterday. It was me and a few of my homies, right? I don't know what kind of weed we was smoking, but we was smoking. And it was right before, you know how they have breakfast before you got to go to your home class or whatever?
Right.
So we smoke, and then we go into the cafeteria. For some reason, 5 motherfuckers want to follow us into the bathroom. So we don't realize that the fucking SRO officer and other teachers seen us go in there. So we being teenagers and shit, motherfuckers start tapping and shit, young nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Back then, and my man's had like the clip in his book bag and like little bit of weed left and shit. So I'm in there and shit laughing at these motherfuckers. And then I hear like the door open up fast. My immediate thought is, act like you're using the bathroom. that was the first thing I thought about.
That was a smart thought.
So I kind of just do that, but I'm not even realizing, like, bro, they done seen you walking here and been in for like 15 minutes, bro. You're not using the bathroom. So, man, they came in there and searched everybody, bro. Like, everybody. And they caught my man with the weed. He was high. He just kept saying, bro, I'm pop, bro. Trying to shrug my shoulder. I'm like, bro, why are you shrugging me? I don't know you, sir. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let me get out of here, bro. Yo. I am not trying to get my people's called. That's a whole nother problem.
Man.
But yeah, that shit was crazy.
Man, so
they suspended everybody, by the way.
Man.
That was the outcome of that story.
Man, so what school you go to? Let's shout out your high school.
Yeah, I went to Central.
Okay, shout out to Central, High Point Central.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so before we get to the next break, I do want to tell you my story, my little one of my little smoke stories that's hilarious too. Man, so you know, this is back in the day when like we in school and you know when your parents leave, the first thing you're gonna think about is throwing a party and shit like that. Man. So
you went to Southwest, didn't you?
Yes.
Y'all was notorious for house parties.
We were very notorious for house parties.
My mom was not allowing that shit. Yeah, go ahead, continue.
Look, shout out to Cowboys. But yeah, so Southwest was very notorious for house parties. And I mean, like, I'm thankful for that because I feel like I was in a movie when I went to Southwest for sure. But
American Pie type shit.
Yes, for sure.
My brother went to Southwest.
Oh, for real?
Shout out to my brother.
Okay. Shout out to Will's brother. But you know, my parents, I'm from Nepal, so my parents, they would go to back home a lot, visit and shit like that. Probably not the best thing that they should have done, especially when I'm a teenager and I smoke weed and my friends, you know, I'm lit. So well, every time my parents would leave me the house to myself, and this was like starting around my junior year, my senior year, my mom and my dad would go back to Nepal and stay there for like 2-3 months, and I would just have the house to myself. And my mom would be like, your uncle gonna come by and stop by and check on you, so if you need anything, my uncle ain't never come by and check on me. So I would throw parties and shit like that, you know, hella house parties. And I remember one time we had a big smoke session. And this is back, like you said, this is when we were smoking like top grade mid. I mean, everybody got a mid story too.
They called it Arizona.
Listen, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You talking to a real one, man. Yeah, Arizona.
Man, listen, so, you know, we over there, we smoking top grade mid. You know, it's like what everyone going on a bag of 75. You get, for the whole night you can smoke, right?
Yep.
So we over there, you know, it's like at least my mom and dad, they have a sunroom. So like in that sunroom, you know, you can all like fit in at least 12 to 15 people in there. And we dang near had 12 to 15 people in that smoke session. We had hella blunts in rotation, but we had some of our friends go and get some beer and shit like that. So, you know, this is back when Four Locos was everything, you know, and you could go to like Circle K and put them shits. This is when people was wearing what's the
Four Locos.
Because you know Wiz Khalifa did have like a very big impact on our fashion sense. This is when people was wearing
camo shorts
and things like that
all week.
They could fit Four Locos in the fucking camo. They could fit that shit. Walk out of Circle
K.
The
American Eagle camo shorts, bro. Oh man, them shits.
You could fit
durable,
hella beer
bro.
in that shit. So we forgot that we sent our friends to the you know, to the store. So it's like hella blunts in rotation. We smoking and shit. We in the sunroom. Next thing you know, we just hear, and some of my friends, they goofy as fuck. So like they gonna like fuck around and do some dumb shit. One of my friends, he went and he started like putting his hand on the sunroom. So like the sunroom had like the glass where you couldn't see from the inside, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like
I know what you're talking about.
So it was like one of those. So we couldn't really see who it was on the outside doing that shit because it was like reflective. And I just remember everybody just stopped smoking. Like the blunts just stopped going in rotation, and all you heard was my leg. Like you just see everybody like in the room trying to get out the room because they scared.
Yeah.
They think it's cops outside. Whole time it's our homeboy fucking with us. We just fucked the whole rotation up because our friends want to be dumb. But that's some high school shit though, you know, like
That's how highs immediately lose. You lose your high with situations like that. It's just, I feel you. I probably would did the same.
Listen, speaking of, so you know, before we go into this break, you know, talking about the smoke session and shit like that, I want people to get into this next song with you, and it's Patience.
Patience.
And that's a vibe. So I want people to get into this song on the next break right here on Kush Me Please.
Bro, and I'm so confident, bro, with the niggas that I'm fucking with right now, bro. It's like everybody hungry, bro. Everybody hungry, and I love that shit.
Gracias. I got my lighter this time too. Yeah. Walking these shoes, not even.
Not even a mile. You see a smile, it's a mask to maintain morale. We was lost, Lord, look at us now. Can't explain how close I was from throwing in the towel. Now we moving, boy. See, you gotta stop complaining and just do it. It ain't gon' fall in your hands. Quit acting foolish, nigga. Bro, I was broke as fuck with just a plan. Don't talk to me about no mud, cause I walked through it, nigga. Fuck is pain. I got shit to gain. Never let emotions interfere with goals that I obtain. But we not the same, my heart is cold. I got no time for love, too busy on this stove. The music got them hooked, they won't more. So a nigga booked, I gotta go. I'm a god, I'm not a normal individual. I knew this from the start, just had to lose a lot to see it all. But now I see it all. I told my brother if he ever slip, then I'ma break his fall. I make $1 million with my penmanship.
We are getting aggravated. Yes, we are. And she.
This life of mine, need to get high. Weed in my pocket, money on my mind. I'm searching for peace. They tell me stand in line. I ain't trying to wait. Hold on. This life of mine, I need to get high. Weed in my pocket, money on my mind. I'm searching for peace. They tell me stand in line. I ain't trying to wait. I ain't got the time. This life of mine, I need to get high. Weed in my pocket, money on my mind. I'm searching for peace. They tell me stand in line, but I ain't trying to wait. I ain't got the time. This life of mine, I need to get high.
The touch of your lips.
Searching for peace. Tell me stand in line, but I ain't got the time. This life of mine.
And she. Upon my face, your lips that are cool, the touch of your lips, and she. The touch of your lips and sweet.
This life of mine, I need to get high. Weed in my pocket, money on my mind. I'm searching for peace. They tell me stand in line. I ain't trying to wait. I ain't got the time. This life of mine, I need to get high. Weed in my pocket, money on my mind. I'm searching for peace. They tell me stand in line. I ain't trying to wait.
All right, check this. Oh, man, this is so personal to me. Listen, please understand the importance of being able to humble yourself when you out of pocket. Please understand the importance of being able to have accountability in those moments. We all get in our ego. It's cool. We all get in our pride. It's a defense mechanism. I get it. But please understand, when you know you out of pocket, bro, and you going too far with it, check yourself. You don't want to leave it to God. You do not want to do it, because when he got to do it, bro, he going to hurt you. He gonna hurt you, and it's gonna be very specific to you because you know he has to do it this way. Because if he don't, then you ain't gonna get the lesson because you couldn't catch it yourself. So it's gonna hurt you, and it's gonna be very specific. So you know it's because you was out of pocket and you took too long to do it. So please understand the importance of checking yourself when you out of pocket, correcting it, having accountability, and asking for forgiveness. You don't want to leave it up to him.
All right, we are back with KushMePleaZeee. We got Oracle in the house. I got him to get on the camera, y'all.
This is crazy.
Listen,
This
so
is
that song
crazy.
y'all just heard, the bent spoon, this is the genius behind the beat right here.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, so as much as like the bent spoon being so simple, as it is, it's a short, you know what I'm saying? It's a short poetic song.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it's so deep, yo. Like, it's so deep. I'm telling you, I feel like when I listen to that song, I feel like I'm watching like a old school movie about like a junkie, and he in a room or she in a room, it's dark, you know, and they just got done shooting up and shit, but like the song is playing in the background. It's very jazz. Like, it gives me jazz, blues type of vibe. I really fuck with that.
Shout out to Chet Baker.
Okay, see, a bunch of shout out.
Yeah.
I hope whoever's watching that, and say it again, what's their name?
Chet Baker. That's the guy sample.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. See, so shout out to him
You
for
gotta
the inspiration.
understand, man. It ain't about all the crazy shit. If you can find the feel in what you're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's
'Cause
the most
if you
important.
really pay attention to it, we loop the same verse. Literally. Like, if you listen to the words, like, it's a loop. How many bars is it? Like 3?
Yeah.
We just loop 3 bars over and over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was just really the sample and just really finding the feel and, you know, the sound, man. And, you know.
And a lot of the beats that I've heard from, you know, that particular album, we are aggravated.
We are getting
We
aggravated.
are getting aggravated. Yes, we are.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Just to say, because I know it's confusing. It's a long ass title. If you've seen The Matrix, it's 2 twins in it with the glasses. There's a part in the movie when they chasing them, and then they had to do that little see-through shit to get back in the car, and they looked at each other and they said, "We are getting aggravated," and then the other one said, "Yes, we are." That's what we
That
pretty
flowed
much created.
perfectly.
that,
I didn't
you
even
know
have to
what I'm
ask
saying?
him a question. He just answered the question for me.
Yeah,
That flowed.
yeah,
Because I
100%.
really was interested in trying to figure out, like, how did that title
That's
come
where we got
about?
it from. And the bent spoon is an analogy from The Matrix too.
Okay.
When Neo went to go meet the Oracle in her crib, and he had the spoon in his hand. Was it him that had the spoon in his
I
hand?
think it was the child she had.
Yeah, and he bent the spoon.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
when he realized was like, damn,
You know what I'm saying? This shit is fake.
Man, it's a lot of thought
Yeah,
process behind
yeah,
this.
Hell yeah.
When
hell
you telling me this, because I'm a visionary once again. So when you
Yeah.
telling me this, it like took me to the room that y'all was sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
Before y'all came up with this song, before you recorded it, all that, and y'all, it just took me to that conversation of y'all chopping it up, you know, and that's where the beauty starts right
Mm-hmm.
there. When you guys were like, oh, let's put that, you know, that Matrix symbolism or whatever in there and stuff like that. So that's dope. That's dope. Speaking of,
Yep.
so the first song on the break, the second break was Patience.
Yep.
And I want to take back because I want to kind of dig into your lyrics. So on Patience, one of the lyrics, well, there's 2 lyrics that actually stood out to me. One of them was, I told my brother, you want to go ahead and finish it for me?
I told my brother if he slipped that I'll break his fall.
Just right there, just simple. But that
Yeah.
shit was so hard.
Yeah.
That shit was so hard to me. I was like, man, like, that's deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of your songs, you talking about people that's with you winning, you know?
Most
And that's serious, because especially when you like get into this industry, like the industry is wicked, man.
Yeah.
It's hella wicked. And when you get into it, you kind of forget who you are sometimes. You forget your friends who came up with you, all that shit, because of the money. The money gets bigger. The shows, you know what I'm saying, get bigger and all that shit like that. But the fact that you still stick to like motivating yourself and the people around you and stuff like that, I'm guessing that's one of the things that keeps you going in your craft. You know what I'm saying?
That's what really drove me to do any of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, we've been doing this shit for a long time, bro. Like, this ain't we just picked this up because we just felt like it. Like, we put
Right.
10 solid years,
Man.
10 solid years in trying to figure out what the fuck we needed to do to kind of get to where we was confident in what we was creating.
Right.
So, like, it was times where, you know, we didn't even think this shit was possible, you know, but we was still pulling up, studio, doing
Pushing
what we was
through,
doing, you know what I'm saying? And when this shit really started to spark, granted, it was really me that actually initiated it. That's, you know, that's in my circle, but they were the ones that really made me do it. I didn't even really necessarily believe in myself if you really want to get real. You
Absolutely,
know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
that was really, in that time, that was really a dark time in my life. And I just knew, and I seen around me that, you know, we was losing morale. Like, you know, you do something for 10 years and you don't see no results.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can get a little discouraged.
Absolutely.
That's an understatement. But
that is an understatement.
Yeah. So it was like, okay, I might not really see it in me, but my nigga Oracle is one of the hardest producers I ever heard in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was
I believe it.
Yeah. So it was like,
listen to that album.
So it was like, if I don't believe in myself, I gotta do it for my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if I know I have a certain level of influence and I have a certain image that can really draw attention. So it was really initially like, I'm finna do this shit to get eyes on me.
Right.
And then I'm finna just roll the carpet out for my people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And the ones that follow, the ones that don't.
Yeah.
You know 100%. What I mean?
That was literally the plan. And and as I was continuing to doing what I was doing, it really I started to see my worth. You know what I'm saying? And it just started growing from there.
Yeah, so to put other people on to your other crafts that you have in motivational speech outside of your music, you do Pound Game Given with Love.
That's correct.
And with one of them, you did speak on one of the videos, you did speak on, you know, people having expiration dates. And, you know, that kind of goes back to what I was saying about, like, when you say you rolled out the carpet and the ones that follow, and the ones that don't.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, like, we kind of get so wrapped up in I'm Asian, y'all, so I'm sorry if I can't say it. Familiarity.
Yeah.
We get wrapped up in what we're familiar with. You feel me? And I feel like because we get wrapped up in what we're familiar with, we tend to, it's hard to let go of the shit that we're familiar with, right?
Hell yeah. 100%.
So, like, with that being said, like, how did you know, create a strong team around you and the ones, because I'm pretty sure it was hard for you to let go of the people that you had to let go of, to be like, dang, that's really how you are. Like, dang, like, I got to accept that. You know what I mean? How did you navigate through that?
That's a great question. I just had to really ask myself, what do I want? You know, because that was a good point that you said. You know, a lot of us really get attached to what we normalize with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because even if it's bad,
Exactly.
even if it's some fucked up shit, we still attach ourselves to it because we know what comes with it. It's the norm. We know whether, okay, if this happened, I can do this. If that happened, I can do this. But what we really scared of is the unknown. What we really scared of is the decision that we really need to make.
The whole time the unknown be lit.
Yeah,
Don't nobody be knowing that
you
shit.
don't know it until. But you gotta understand. When you used to something, man, like, you don't know it. It's, and when I really started to do this, and it's crazy you mentioned this. When this shit first started to happen for me, the hardest thing was accepting realities. Because when I really started to do what I needed to do to change my life, I got hit with a whole bunch of new realities. People started changing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, a lot of things started to happen that I wasn't familiar with. And I think it was just a test to really see if I really wanted it. You know what I mean? Because I knew that all these changes was happening because I was doing what I was doing.
Right.
So it was like, it was either accept what was happening as you're doing this shit or turn around. But you know what happens when you turn around.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, enough of this shit. Like, I gotta really just, I call it like jumping off the cliff. Like, I gotta trust that whatever it is out there is much better than what the fuck I've been around this whole time. You know what I mean? And God bless me for it.
Listen,
100%.
and I'm telling you, risk taking is so beneficial, but it's also like, you got to make sure when you take that risk. For me, right, I have to calculate everything. I have to calculate every move I make, every decision I make. I have to think about it, think things through. And for me, I'm like, I'm not a risk taker. Like, I don't like taking risks because I'm like, dang, like I like to stick to what I know, the structure that I created. You know what I'm saying? I like to move with that shit. But my husband, he always motivates me. He's like, yo, you got to take risks. Like, you have to, because if you don't, you're never going to know your capabilities. You're never going to understand how to maneuver through the mud.
Anything
you get what I'm
worth
saying?
Truly having and true substance, it's going to take a little bit of risk.
Right.
Because you're going to tap into something that you're not familiar with.
Absolutely.
How do you expect to really get to a level that you want to be at doing the same things that you've been doing trying to get there?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, it's really certain things you got to just accept. Like, I can't keep doing this. I know this shit feels, comfortability is probably one of the worst.
Being idle is the worst thing ever.
Comfortability is one of the worst things that get glorified.
Yeah.
Because people, they associate comfortability with success.
Yeah.
And it's not. Because
man, you preaching right now.
Because to really get to what you want, you got to be uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You got to be in a situation that you don't know what's going to happen. And it's going to require a certain level of faith. And it's going to require a certain level of trust in yourself and your worth. Mm-hmm. And that's really what I preach.
And it could be on a big scale and even on a small scale. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you got to start on a small scale.
And honestly, like to bring the focus to you, Oracle, I'm sorry if I'm doing that. But literally, Oracle, you actually just kind of overcame probably one of your fears or maybe anxieties that you had. You're in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did it. Like,
the guy behind the scenes, man.
The guy behind the scenes literally was like,
if they had some clapping noises, we'll be putting that shit in the shit right now.
What? Yeah, listen.
I give it up to my mans anyway, because like I say, he put the battery in my back. I had to quit my job like 3 months ago.
Man, risk taking. Tell him.
But like I said, shout out to my mans. You know, just to be able to see what he went through, you know it was possible.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? Somebody that was close to you, not on a
on a TV.
Yeah, on a
a
rapper level. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know so.
And honestly, you guys are blessed to have that. You get what I'm saying? To have like a group of friends or just somebody that you grew up with or known for a while to kind of give you that guidance and things of that sort. Because even with myself, like I necessarily like I never really hung out with females like that, right? No offense to the women, things like that. But I always growing up, going to Southwest, growing up, I had brothers. Like I grew up with the boys. I was like the hood princess, like, you know what I'm saying? Like grew up with the boys. So just growing up with them, my brothers always motivated me. And I think I have to thank them for that too, because I took a risk in this podcasting thing. Like I was shy. I'm a very shy person. I'm very reserved. You know what I mean? Like it takes a lot for me to speak anything. I don't like small talk. So if I'm going to have small talk, I'm not even going to speak. I'm not even going to talk. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like I'm glad I took the risk to get on here and tell Medley like, yeah, fuck it. Like let's do a podcasting show. It's crazy because the way Medley even found me, you feel me? Like you mentioned earlier in the show when you was like, y'all thought about a beat or y'all thought about something at something in the morning or whatever the case is. Like I remember when Medley first put me on the spot, it was like 12:30 in the morning. He called me. He was like, you want to meet me at the studio? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
sometimes that's what it takes, man.
Because if you really about this, I'm put you on the spot. I'm coming back from a music video. Because anybody that knows Medley is busy. So, he was like, this is the only time that I got for me to do this. I'm put you on the spot. Mind you, y'all, if I go to KushMePleaZeee Season 1, Episode 1, I have on like a toboggan. I got on a North Face. Like it's around February, around my birthday. So like I got on a North Face. You know what I mean? I'm cozy. I just got done like facing 2 blunts. And I'm like, damn, I don't got no show ready. I don't have shit to talk about. But I just flowed with it. So when you watch that episode, you'll be like, dang, like she really took a risk. And that episode came out pretty smooth. You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's what it takes, man. Sometimes it takes that person to really put it in your face. Like, look, here it is. You've been talking about this shit for so long. It's right here.
Do it.
What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's what really it takes.
For sure. Speaking of risk, I want to put you on the spot.
Oh, okay.
I want to put you on the spot.
I'm on the spot today.
So we're gonna have Willz freestyle, right? But before we do that, I do want to go ahead and get you to pick a card, and I'm gonna get Orko to pick a card. Okay. So before we get into this freestyle, y'all, I'm gonna anticipate it. Let's play this. Let's play some more of this game that KushMePleaZeee created. All right. So, green, blue, pink, or yellow.
Yellow.
Okay. We got conspiracy theories.
Oh man.
So.
Oh man, jeez. Let's do it. What we got?
Let's go ahead.
I got my wish.
Oh.
Blah 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 blah. I ain't gonna look.
Said Gucci Man is clone.
What's that one?
Oh, for real? Are they setting rappers up in the industry? And what kind of way?
Well, there's been a lot of deaths going on, like just
Yeah.
hella weird deaths, especially around November, like King Von, then Dolph, then
Yeah.
like it's just, and I'm also a numerologist, like kind of person. I believe numbers like is way more valuable than words. Words was made up, you know what I'm saying? Numbers is real. So like I just feel like certain numerology and numbers kind of add up to some of these things. So it's like I'm starting to feel like these industries, the labels, the big labels, I think they setting them up. You know what I'm
They
saying?
have life policies on the rappers.
Listen, he said it. He said it.
They got life policies.
I mean,
on
you
the
have to
rappers.
understand, every rapper that signs a major label deal, more than likely they have a life insurance policy on this rapper.
Mm-hmm.
What do they push them to speak on?
That's true.
What are they around majority of the time?
Right.
So, if they're pushing you to talk about killing motherfuckers all the time, and they got a life insurance policy on you, and they bring that energy into yourself, and then you at a show, or, I mean, so you kind of can connect the dots.
They get money either way too, because like not even with the life insurance policy.
They get money if you stay alive, sir.
Yeah, because they sending your ass to jail with the lyrics that they pushing and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they
They're
build
sending your
private
ass
prisons.
to jail.
See, we getting real.
There you go. Come
We getting
on,
real.
Oracle.
See,
Let's
we
get
getting real.
into it.
It's all around.
Let's get into it.
And then look, most of the people who own these major labels, they have a lot of stocks in these prisons.
No, they own.
They own them, if
literally
not own
build
them.
private prisons.
So I mean, what are we talking about
See?
here?
This
You
is
know what I
what
mean?
Kanye-
It
this
gets
is what
real.
Kanye
you know?
got in
It
trouble.
gets deep.
It gets real.
It gets deep. Listen, by the way, we all love our lives.
We do. We do. We do.
Please.
So hey, if it works for y'all, man.
we
hey,
all love our lives. We want to stay alive. So.
Conspiracy theories.
just us. We got our own world, man. We live
This
in
is
our
only
own
for
thing.
entertainment
Yeah,
purposes
yeah.
only. Right. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and do a little twist real quick. So I'm gonna pick a card for you, okay? And it's gonna be from the movies one because
Okay, please.
I want to go ahead and see.
'Cause we are movie. What is it? I don't know. Let's do it.
Savvy.
Savvy. Yeah,
Movie
yeah.
savvy?
Movie
Okay,
savvy.
perfect. So between Shatas, Menace to Society,
Ooh.
or Boys in the Hood,
Ooh.
which two are you going with?
Ooh, Menace to Society or Boys in the Hood? Which Menace to Society? The real one or Menace to Society while drinking orange juice in the hood?
No, the real one. The real one.
The real one? Okay, I just had to make sure. You know what I'm saying? Menace to Society for sure.
Okay.
And you said Shotters or Boys in the Hood?
Yep.
Shotters.
Yeah, Shatas is a classic.
When I was broke and I was smoking mid and I only had DVD players,
That's the one DVD player you
Yes.
had. I feel like everybody
played
had
Shotters.
that one.
I played Shotters like 45 times.
I feel like everybody
Every
had that
time
one
I had a
DVD
female
player.
over, we was watching Shotters. I promise you.
Man,
I promise you, bruh.
that is a crazy introduction. This is,
Yeah.
this is before Netflix and chill, y'all.
Oh, hell yeah. This is before Redbox. We finna get real.
Shatas and chill.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, for real.
That DVD don't scratch.
Mm.
Okay,
Got it, though.
okay. Oracle,
Hot.
I want you to get in the game too. So pick a card. Pick a card.
I do movies again.
You do movies
Yeah,
again?
yeah,
Okay.
good question.
Cool.
Good one. I like that.
All right. So favorite character from the Friday series?
Which one? Oh, the series. So you
Yes.
can pick any of them. Any of them.
The series.
So it ain't just on the first one.
Yeah.
You got Mike.
Friday,
Epps.
next
I think
Friday.
honestly,
Friday after
I
next.
would say Mike Epps.
Mike Epps?
took it to another
Why you
level.
say that?
It's one of my
Just took
favorite
the
comedians.
comedy to another level. Like
True, he
just
did.
For me, Chris Tucker, he get like in his comedy is more of like, yeah, man.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
there's
yeah,
all
yeah.
that,
In your face type
yeah,
of shit. Yeah.
Mike Epps is naturally funny. It's just
How he
you know what
talk,
I'm saying?
bro.
How he
I
talk.
love the natural
You know what I'm
funny
saying?
people,
Like-
yo.
That's
You can definitely tell he was
You know
on
what I'm
drugs
saying?
back then. Like
Plus
just how
those
he
are the
moved
best
and how he
stand-up
talked.
comedians.
Yeah, most definitely. He was definitely.
Hey,
on some drugs.
listen.
Shout out to Mike Epps, man. That's one of my favorite
Epps took it
comedians
to
all
another
time.
level.
100%.
Okay. So Oracle, before we get into the freestyle, I'm gonna have you pick one more card.
Oh, I do got a free
music.
Music for sure. Let's do music. Let's see. And I might throw another card in there later on before we close it off.
No problem.
All right, so make a soundtrack to your life. I'm actually gonna have both of y'all do this, okay? So I'm gonna give you this one, and I'm gonna give you this one too, okay?
It's so much, bro.
Make a soundtrack to your life.
It's so
Give
much.
us a 5-track EP. What 5 songs represent your life? So pick 5 songs from any artist, and that's gonna represent your life.
Can I take a bathroom break while he got these 5?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna step
Go
aside.
ahead.
I'll
Go
be right
ahead.
back. Give me 1 second.
Comfortable. We all about being cozy up in this
Handle that
motherfucker.
oracle. You got it, brother.
Oh my God. I listen to a lot of different music too. So, The Fawn for one by The Sea and Cake.
Okay.
I'm like, what?
I might have to listen to that. You can just repeat that again after this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flower Nowhere by Stereo Lab.
Okay.
Untitled Slum Village.
Okay. Wow, you're putting me on some music.
The first tape.
Okay.
Sarah by Tyler the Creator.
Okay. Okay.
And gosh, Woody and You by Thelonious Monk.
Wow. Listen, I'm going to write all that down because I love music. I really do. And I love being introduced to different type of sounds, you know, because like I just don't believe in listening to one genre of music. Like I feel like when you are well versed in music, it's just, you know what I mean? It's kind of like reading books.
It sounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Always the sounds at the end of the day.
For sure.
That's
For
what
sure.
you're drawn to.
Speaking of sounds, because you make, you know what I'm saying, like instrumentals, beats, and you engineer these, you produce these songs and stuff like that. What's your passion? Like what you know drives you to bring these beats, or do you go for the drums? Do you go for the, you know, strings? Like what type of vibes do you really go for bass wise?
I always like jazz. Jazz is my first love. That really like took music to a whole nother level for me. Just made me think outside of the box, you know. So that's normally what I gravitate to, but
I got this man talking.
gosh, especially music. It's such a touchy
Did you give him the
subject for me.
soundtrack? You gave him the 5?
Yeah.
Yep.
I did.
He has some vibes. So, I mean, I don't even know, but I just feel like they vibes, and I'm gonna need you to repeat that. Remember that, okay? Because I wanna write that down. What about you?
5 tracks. The Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets.
Okay.
That's what really kind of got me into like smooth shit.
That the beat is
The first time I heard
impeccable.
that, I was in 6th grade. It changed my life.
It's impeccable.
I'm not even lying to you.
Yes.
So Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets, of course. You probably ain't even gonna know these songs, but that's cool. Dwele, Papio. You know what I'm
Okay,
talking
y'all
about?
putting me on. I don't know about.
You know about that Dwele?
Yeah. See, you probably ain't gonna know them. It's cool.
Willie G.
We some weird fellas. It's cool, but tap in.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Individuality matters. It counts.
Who made Smooth Operator, bro?
That's Sade.
Sade.
Most
Sade is a
definitely.
classic.
Most
Yes.
definitely, that's 3. Wiz Khalifa, goddamn love it, cause that really was like the, you know what I mean, the switch. You know what I mean. So that definitely got to go there. And Wiz Khalifa, Mesmerize.
Man.
That was probably
OG.
that was
That
a
is a-
changer
that is-
right there, bro. Like,
To add to that, though.
Kush and Orange Juice, bro.
Because he on a whiz wave, right? To
Kush
add
and
to
Orange
that,
Juice, bro.
Feels Good. Wiz Khalifa Feels Good is like one of my favorite.
What was that from high school?
That was from high school. That was like
Okay.
high school era.
Nah, Flight School. That was the name. Was that?
Oh,
tape.
Flight School. Oh my bad.
Yeah, was
That's Flight
it?
School.
Was that on Flight
Flight School was
Feels good. Feels
Was
good.
it on
How the
Flight
hook
School?
go? How the hook go?
Nah, no, I ain't right, but it feels good. Come
Or was
on.
that on Rolling Papers?
I think that was like Rolling Paper Days.
Rolling Papers.
Yeah.
Really, Rolling? It wasn't
Yeah,
on Rolling
because-
Paper. Rolling Papers.
But it was like around that time, so you either had to be like, Rolling.
What is it
Papers
on,
or
babes?
high
Just go ahead and
school.
tell me. What is it on? What is it?
Star Power.
Star Power.
That was on Star Power.
Star Power.
We talking- man, listen,
I don't know. I
Venice
know
Wiz
I ain't
Khalifa,
living
bro.
right.
Yo, shout out to Willz.
Take away, bro. Who I am, bro.
Oh
Who
my
I
goodness, that
am.
song is
Trying
so
to front when you
real.
see me in the club, but you know who
Who
I
I am.
am.
Come
Oh my God!
That
Listen,
that's a highway vibe.
all the
That shit-
mid,
That's a highway vibe.
all the mid I smoked to that song,
Yo,
bro,
man.
and it was mid. I ain't
All the
lying about
mid.
shit. I
Like
was
I know that's
rolling
right.
Changed the
hella
game.
mid back then, bro.
That shit broke barriers.
Gee,
You
bruh,
know
what?
I mean? That's
What?
jazz. Jazz at its finest. Like my ears. Was
Whoa! Y'all forgot about Burn
Oh
After
my
Rolling
God.
because
Yeah, hell yeah.
Timeless.
Hell yeah.
All that.
Timeless?
That whole
Come
album was ill,
on.
bro.
That whole-
Yes.
Have you ever seen the movie?
Burn
Oh
burn out
yes,
the
with
reading.
Reading?
Burn Out the
Brad.
Reading.
Is it Brad?
Yeah.
Brad
oh
Pitt.
my
Yeah.
God. And
Come-
that really put the whole album
Yeah,
in
you
perspective.
talking to some
Man.
people here
Yo,
now.
this is
Yeah,
crazy.
most
Come
definitely.
on, we done brought Oracle up in here. He done gave the Oracle energy.
Yeah, G
What?
shit, G shit. We talking
That shit
shit.
was
We
my shit.
yeah, this is home for us.
Man, listen. So
who I
y'all
am.
didn't pick green. I'm gonna just pick green real
What's
quick.
green?
'Cause
What's green?
I know I'm stalling on this freestyle, but like the
not
conversation is lit right now. All right, so green is food, and we just gonna do because everybody love food. You feel me?
No, let's do it.
All right, so pasta or rice dishes. What's your favorite?
Rice.
Yeah, can't go wrong with rice. You can make a lot more with rice than pasta.
I'm more of a rice
Yeah.
person. I can eat that with anything, really.
Yeah. Speaking of, I really want like I've been begging to have Jakairs make me some buttered rice with some spam, like fried spam,
Yeah.
and some eggs. Like I don't know why, but not eggs like scrambled. I like my shit with yolk.
Yeah, sunny side.
So
up,
like the
that's my
sunny
shit,
side up,
yeah.
and then put it over the rice with some spam. I don't know. I just I've been craving that shit.
That was something bad though.
I've been craving that shit. But okay. So look, let's get into the freestyle.
Oh,
Let's get into the freestyle. We're going to close things up real quick before we get into the next break.
okay.
Okay, because, I mean, it's been a pleasure to have you here, Willz. Okay,
Yeah, most
and you,
definitely.
Oracle, as well.
for having me.
You
Pleasure
feel
me
me?
having me.
Shit, cheers to that.
Yeah, 100%. We've been drinking
You
in here
know,
too, man.
put the Bel Air in the
It's been a
air.
good time. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And, oh,
I appreciate you having
there we
me.
go. Absolutely, always. We got to do another take. We got to do another episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
when you
please.
drop your new projects.
Oh, and that will be very soon too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
me and my brother, we got a lot of music in the cut right now, and we actually preparing a little project right now too. I got some other things in the work with some other
Okay.
producers, but most likely we're gonna be hitting
Stay
you on
tuned.
the head
Okay.
with a lot of tapes coming. very
Speaking
soon.
of, tell the viewers, the stoners right now that's smoking the fifth blunt, I hope, watching this. Where can we find you? Like, what's your handle and all
Oh
that?
yeah. So Instagram, you can catch me at Howit Dreams. That's Howit WIT Dreams. That's one word.
Mm-hmm.
You can catch me on Facebook. Williams K Shine. That they won't let me change my name on there. I don't understand that. I've been trying, but anyway, you can catch me on there too, Williams
Okay.
K Shine. And then catch me on any other major music platforms, man. Just type in Willz, WILLZ. You should be able to tap into any of my current
YouTube,
projects.
all that. Yep.
Yeah, all that shit, man. Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, good to have your information so
Mm-hmm.
that way people can really dive deep, do their research on you like I did. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because you are a great artist and you are a great producer, engineer, beat maker, friend.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That's my brother.
I don't even know
Fly on
you.
the
You know what
wall.
I'm saying? But yeah, but you gotta be like
The
that. You know what I
puppeteer,
mean?
man. That's the behind the scenes.
You gotta
man.
be like that.
You know.
So, oh shoot, where my purse go, Medley? It's on the floor, so I gave it to you. Oh, can I see my purse? Let me see my phone real quick. All right.
This has
I'm
been
gonna.
a dope time, Kush.
Thank you.
I like this
Thank
shit,
you
man.
so
You got a
much.
dope vibe.
Oh, thank you.
You know how to carry this shit. This is dope. I've had a few. I went to a few podcasts. Shout out to the people I done did it with, man. I'm still waiting on the feel y'all to drop that. What you doing, bro? Anyway, this was dope. This was
Thank
dope,
you.
man.
I
like how
really
you carrying this
appreciate
shit.
it. The
Yeah,
dopest
the
podcast in NC.
man. Shout out to
Listen,
Kush. Shout out to the homie Melly.
Kush
man.
Me
He in
Please.
the background doing this thing. He been moving like a motherfucker. You just can't see him
Hey,
because
but-
he in the cut. But I'm telling you, he been working, dog. He been
He
working.
been
So,
working
much
back and
love,
forth.
Man. Much
Listen,
love.
I
I'm
done-
glad y'all had me.
I'm glad for real. I'm so glad that you actually locked this in.
Yeah, hell yeah. I don't
I'm
play
glad
with
that you
shit,
locked
man.
this in.
Yeah, I don't play with it.
I was like, before I came here, I was like, man, like I want to make sure that I stick to my word because I'm a woman of my word.
Most definitely.
And I was like, yo, he paid some bread and he did that shit quick too. Like, you know, some people give you the runaround. You didn't give me the runaround. You was like, nah, you're invested in yourself.
Yeah,
and that's when I was like, yo,
this brand, we take this shit very seriously. You
and
know
I was
what
like,
mean?
let
this
me
ain't
go
no game
ahead
changers.
and give you that platform because you deserve it. You
Thank
feel me?
Most definitely.
And we got to come back around. We got to catch back up. Maybe, you know, in 2024, when we close off KushMe Please for season 2, we just wrap it up. You know, you come back and tell us about what growth you had in between the time that we did this and then the next time we meet.
You know, I'm pulling up. Most
You
definitely.
know? All right, so
definitely.
I'm going to go ahead and play the, 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and play
She's playing the beat.
a beat for you. And I'm actually going to, you said Jay, well, I'm going to go ahead and pick you. Actually, I'm going to just pick you one.
Yeah, do it. We see what we got, what we got. I probably should have just started rapping before she made a beat. And she couldn't stop me. She couldn't stop me then.
Safe.
I don't know. I hope the beat is. So I'm actually going to give you like an Isaiah Rashad type of beat. So did you listen to TDE?
A little bit.
Top Dog Entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Kendrick and them.
Especially his latest album.
Their vibe back then. I don't really know about him now, but their vibe back
Still
then was
hard.
just so lit. Yes.
Okay, still got it.
For sure. All right. That's the one that my spirit is. I'm just gonna pick whatever my spirit goes with.
Let's see
so,
what we got.
all right. Let's see.
Put me on the spot. Not a freestyle. We gonna see what we got, man.
All right. I ain't gonna lie, Melly. It's getting hot in here. I'm sweating. All right.
That brother do it.
For real.
That brother do it for real.
All right. Let's see how this beat goes. If the beat sucks, we gonna change it.
I'm with you.
If it sucks, I'll give you an Oracle beat.
Come on, listen.
Nah, it's hard.
A nigga never been as broke as me. Ponding shit I need to smoke some weed. I look back on them days like G, play the beat. I fucked up, let me bring it back.
Go
Hold
ahead.
up. Yo, check it. The machine in motion. You see me staring, nigga. Switched it up to verify this shit. I know you listening, nigga. Just us. That's the brand. I live and breathe this on my mama. I die for this shit. Better believe it. Who the fuck is you? Say you dope. I eat your bars for food. No offense. I shit on a lot of fools. I'll admit. Took us as a joke. Now this shit legit. Peep the growth. Niggas wonder how. It's very simple, bitch. We fucking dope.
Okay.
We ain't on that shit on. We talking all that money shit, but barely for the mic card. You tell me, man.
Yeah,
I fucked up.
no,
We gonna end it there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Yeah.
if y'all want more of what Will's got to offer,
We been
please
drinking,
look
man.
him
She
up.
put me on the spot. I don't freestyle, so I gave you what I got. You know what I'm saying?
Please
Yeah,
look
no
him
doubt.
up. And yes, so listen,
Yep.
we have been drinking. Thank you for putting me on some Bel Air.
Yeah, most
The
definitely.
lemonade.
Add it with the lemonade, man. You want to talk
Add it
about
with
the
the
taste?
lemonade.
Add it with the lemonade. You'll be fine. I promise you.
So Will's just gave us a dope ass freestyle. Y'all go ahead if y'all want to, subscribe to his music. Look him up. He gave y'all the handles. Y'all want to rewind this episode back a little bit to see what he said? Do so, okay? Because like I said, we're stoners. We forget
High
shit.
with Dreams. High, WIT Dreams. That's the
There you go.
Instagram. Williams
High
K
with
Sign
Dreams.
Facebook. Tap in, man. YouTube. Just Us Productions. That is the YouTube page. Go ahead and subscribe. We almost at 1,000. Come show love, man. We about
Show
there.
love.
Close to 6. Low, high fives. So we get
Yes, this was a great session. This is a great way to start KushMe Please Season 2. Episode 1, this was a dope ass, you know what I'm saying? Like conversation, vibes. I mean, we gonna get back to, another break here on KushMe Please. And again, y'all, listen, look up Willz.
I'm glad to be here, man. Tap in. It's a
All
pleasure.
right, peace.
Who the fuck is work?
I can't be nobody else. Be nobody else but me. That's cool. Yeah. I can't be nobody else but me. I don't give a damn about what you think. All my life a nigga kept it G. Roll the dice, my nigga chase your dreams. Always be prepared to practice what you preach. And don't be no hating ass nigga in these streets. Do what you gotta do so you can eat. And we gon' grind until we get a feast. I done made plenty mistakes in my life. I just pray I get a chance to make it right. I got a little homie selling dope and living life. Can't blame him when his mama barely keeping on the lights. Yeah, my circle is tight. We don't fuck with you guys. No, you niggas is clowns. Yeah, capping for some likes. She want me forever, but I just want the night. Yeah, we was in the dark. Now she looking bright. Yeah, we bout to come up. Wasn't around when we was down. Don't even try to show up. We don't do that sucker shit. Nah, bruh, you not gon' hold us. See, we focused and took our time to build, don't need your offers. So we gon' eat regardless. Roaches in the crib, still them hoes came. It's like they knew a nigga would be great. Crack the code to try to get my niggas paid. Girl, love me. Remember 40 ounces every day. Roaches in the crib, still them hoes came. It's like they knew a nigga would be great. Crack the code to try to get my niggas paid. My girl love me, but I understand the pain. To know this music always here to stay. I don't show her all the time, but I know she want more of me. Somehow I gotta find a way. Shit, this my life, nigga. I couldn't cap about it if I tried. I done made a lot of gorgeous women cry. It's all love, they just couldn't see the drive. Now I'm going on the better things, doing what I love, smoking hella weed, yeah. We gon' be our own club, fuck a major deal, give us all the cheese. It's cool if you got dreams, but are you chasing after it? We're smart enough to be anything, and I chose to be a rapper. Sorry, Mom.
I'm explaining like the beauty of like the process. It's ironic as hell too, because when I really started to do what I needed to do to change my life and do the necessary changes to grow, bro, I used to overthink everything, stressing about it damn near. But as I got through the process and continued to go through it, I realized like any kind of changes or anything that needs to be removed from your life as you're going the way you need to go, it happens organically. Like you don't even really got to do anything but have faith in what you're doing, have faith in whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Keep your head down, bro, and just move forward and just let it happen. That's the only thing, that's your only job. Don't interfere in whatever God is doing. Just keep your head down, because it's gonna be hard times. It's gonna be hard parts of this shit. Hard things to accept, hard reality to accept by people. Just keep your head down, bro, and know where you're going. God got you. It's beautiful, bro, I promise.